Welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lauren from Lady Lauren Explore, and today I have the second book in a series that I have been thinking about completing, except for I realized that the third book has a character from the first book that I was rooting for, and then they just rubbed me the wrong way towards the end. So I don't want to see them happy. I know, I'm crazy. But it is A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. And you know that I literally maybe 2 weeks ago read Things I Wanted to Say But Never Did, which was dark, loved it. It was really great. It was just very lustful, obsessive, all that kind of stuff. This is not that. Not that at all. This is a slow burn. But once they do get there, which is actually more than halfway in the book, because when we finally get Spice, they go hard. But the first 300 and more pages, 350 maybe, it's nothing but slow burn. We have our hero. He is a Lancaster. Yeah, he's a Lancaster. He's the cousin of the hero in Things I Wanted to Say But Never Did. He's going to his family's school. I'm just saying. Then we have our heroine. She is the innocent one. She is still a virgin. My favorite quote by him is that he fell in love. When he first saw her, she was the most beautiful person he ever seen, and that made him hate her. He was just oh, I knew that she was portraying this being perfect person, this person that's very virtuous, this person that's very pure, this person who wants to get along with everyone and have no conflicts. But he was that's fake. But over time, he realizes that that's her. That is her. It is. So this is his obsessiveness of 4 years. They're in their senior year of high school, and he is still very possessive of her somewhat. She, on the other hand, he thinks she's afraid of him. Because she gets this, she never looks at him. She always shivers or quivers whenever, he's around her. And she always scurries away when he is around her. Then you get her point of view, and she thinks that he hates her because whenever he looks at her, he's always just glaring at her. But I think that's just his concentrating phase, because he does this a lot. He glares at her a lot, and he's just really just staring at her, just saying. But he is realizing that he might be in love with her, and she is realizing that certain things in her life aren't what they seem to be when it comes to finding oneself and being a voice for your own self. She's always been a caricature of her parents, always wanting to do what her parents tell her to do, and she's done it. She's always been very judgmental of her friends because she wears a purity ring. She has been for the longest time. She's the only virgin in that whole entire school. So yeah. And people love being friends with her, but find her very judgmental when she finds out that, oh, they did this or that, or they gave it up. And in her mind, she's just well, I told you so. Why would you give your virginity to this guy? And then 2 months later, you come crying to me, telling me how horribly he's treated you, and you guys break up. You gave your virginity to a guy who you broke up with 2 months later. So yeah, I resonate more with her. This is very light compared to the first book, very light, he still has his tendencies. I mean, he's a Lancaster. He has his tendencies of like being very persistent, but when she says stop, he does stop. But when I mean stop, I mean like the harsh stop, not the coy stop of like, oh, I really like this kind of thing. So even though I'm saying stop, my body and my mind aren't, like, just my mouth is saying stop. When she really wants him to stop, he does. And that's like more power to him, because like he is very, very persistent, to the point where like if once they start getting to know each other for a project, he is possessive of her, doesn't like people calling her virgin or just making fun of her virginity, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Now, I will say again, 300 pages in and there was no spice, but when it hits, it hits. And there is a sort of drama, because this is a title of something, and it like resonates in this whole entire premise of the relationship. Because she's an art collector and his family does art too, but there is something very special that she really wants, and he's just like the knight in shining armor when it comes to being there for your significant other, or just being there for the person you love. I love this about him. I love that about him. There's some like things that are going on, especially with that professor. You know, the first professor in the first one that was like very ick, that was like having relations with students that were over 18. Once they're 18, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna get them. Yeah, that he gets brought up in here a lot, and he does get his justice, because I'm saying. But we also see other Lancaster family members, because I'm pretty sure almost all the Lancaster series will be about the Lancaster family in total. So this is, again, like I said, this is the hero in the first books, his cousin. And at first I was trying to figure out, I was like, how is this set in like a different reality? Because I don't remember any of these people being here like in the first book. But then I realized towards the end, obviously, like it took me like the last 20 pages to realize that they were cousins. But I did give this book a 4-star. I would reread it. I would recommend. Again, if the first one is not technically like a love story like this one is, the first one is more of an obsessiveness, a darkness that then turns into something kind of like love, that obsessive love. But I truly think this is a romance love story, and I love it. So that is it. Oh my gosh, I have 2 more weeks and then I'll be moving. Oh my gosh. So anyways, I hope you'll have a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever you are. My name is Lauren. I post a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Sunday, so please be subscribed so you can get notified when I have upload. And bye!